Hey, it's Punky J. What's going on? So the holidays are upon us. Halloween will be here before we know it. So I thought I'd do another fun video here. Just these are my favorite horror video games, guys. I've got quite the list here because I'm a big horror buff. So I'll try not to rant on these games. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoy. So without further ado, we'll start with my favorite to my least favorite because why the fuck not? Let's be different. My favorite horror game of all time is a game called D. It's such a fucking brilliant game that I don't think there will ever be a horror game quite as good as it. It's a big psychological horror, horror survival. You know, it's nothing shooter wise, none of that crap. Just horror at its finest, and that's why I love it. It's very unique. The story, the plot twist and all. I mean, it's perfection. And I remember playing it in the mid '90s. I was like 9 or 10. Rented it, I think, from Blockbuster. It was just it's probably like the best investment I ever made was renting that game. It really got me into the horror series. Amazing. I can't go into it too much because I'll start ranting, but you gotta check it out for yourself. But okay, so number 2 is a game called Clock Tower. I know that some famous YouTubers review this game, like JonTron, who's a fucking asshole who I can't stand because he's overly critical. And I'm pretty sure he gave this game a bad review, but it's not a bad game at all. It's a very awesome horror survival game. What I like about it most is the different environments. There's like hospitals, castles, fucking libraries. You basically just have to escape from this guy named Scissor Man, this creepy dude with scissors, using the environment to your advantage. It has a great charm to it. And it's not just a horror survival. Like you could say, it's even a psychological thriller as well. Because Scissor Man is creepy as fuck, and it's so crazy, man. It's an awesome game. But okay, guys, number 3. This is a game that not a lot of people really got into, even as a series. Now, Alone in the Dark. Let's talk about the series. It actually started in the early 90s. It's actually, I believe, one of the first, like, technically first horror games, besides, like, maybe some silly ones, like for Atari or something like Ghosts and Goblins or whatever. This was, like, the real deal first horror game. I know I'm going to have some asshole correct me on that, but in my opinion, it was. And you're basically just going through a house trying to avoid ghosts. It's pretty cool. But my favorite, though, was the second one. It's called One-Eyed Jack's Revenge. I believe there was a third one even too. But then they made another one just called Alone in the Dark, which not a lot of people liked. I did, though, personally. But One-Eyed Jack's Revenge was a really awesome game. It was so cool, especially for its time. I had it for Sega Saturn. Came out in like the mid '90s. Just amazing horror survival. I mean, it's just the characters are so creepy that it's so awesome, man. It's so fucking cool. And the mansion, you really have to use your head with the puzzles. That's what I liked about it. But yeah, Alone in the Dark too, man. Great game, great fucking game. Just hilarious too. It's very interesting. But yeah, I guess I'll start naming off some more like shooters. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite Resident Evil game. I did actually enjoy 6 a lot as well. Everybody says that 2 is the best. I thought it was an okay game. I just thought 4 was much better. It was more of a horror game, because even the old school ones, people say the kids these days are hilarious. They think that they're so smart. They'll be like, I miss the old school days when horror wasn't like shooters. It's not true because there have always been shooter horror games, even back in the day. Resident Evil is a shooter. I mean, you always got a gun. Sometimes you may not have ammo, but you always got weapons. And, it wasn't like that with games like Clock Tower and shit like that. But, yeah, it's just Resident Evil 4 was very unique. I thought it was much different from the other Resident Evil games, and that's why I liked it. Plus, I love Leon. But yeah, guys. Okay, so this game is a very interesting game that I'm about to mention, and I just thought it was so brilliant, even just for like a horror, like or not horror, but a murder mystery game. It's called Indigo Prophecy. It came out for the original Xbox. In this game, you play as a guy named Logan who is basically possessed by this oracle. It's a really trippy plot, but he has like superpowers that he doesn't even know about, like divine powers, if you want to call it that. So later in the game, you can do some really awesome stuff. But yeah, at the beginning of the game, though, you murder a guy and you don't know why you do it, and it's very captivating. Like, it's a very awesome plot and storyline. It's really cool. Just to like, it's almost like a movie to me. It's so entertaining. But really enjoyed that a lot. There's a game called Heavy Rain. It was made by the same producers for like the PS3. From what I hear, that's a really great game as well. But yeah, there's that one. And so let's just go ahead and get one more in, because I don't want to make this too long. So this is probably the funniest one I have on my list here. And it's a game that I loved. I loved so much as a kid. And it's called Maniac Mansion. Some of you guys probably know about this, because I know the Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed it, and probably some other people. But it's for the original Nintendo, so the graphics may not be that scary, but it was still scary to me as a kid. Like, it was still thrilling and fun, but it was lighthearted, and that's what was cool about it. The characters were really funny. You had like a surfer dude, a nerd, a rocker chick, and the main character Dave, who was basically just like this boring character with no special abilities. Like, they all had talents; they could all do something. And you had to make them use their talents to try to find Dave's girlfriend Sandy in this mansion. It's an epic game, and it's by far one of the best Nintendo games ever made. Really, really awesome, and the puzzles are so hard too, man. It took me forever to beat that game. Quite honestly, I did have to use cheats. I had to wait though for the internet, because I played this game a long, long time ago. But yeah, Maniac Mansion, just such a cool game, such a cool game. I mean, I think easily one of the top 10 greatest Nintendo games ever made. My opinion, though, of course. And these are all my opinions, guys. You know, you're welcome to have your own opinions. These were just my personal favorite games. And see, I'm not saying they're the best, okay? Because everyone has their own opinions on what the best is. But these are my favorite personal ones, and you know, if you never played them, check them out, man, because I think that you could have a lot of fun with them. But yeah, if you don't, know about some of the ones I mentioned, look them up on YouTube, dude. You could even just watch the gameplay as a movie. I'm guilty of doing that sometimes. You know, if I don't have money for something, or I just don't want to buy it, I'll just watch a game on YouTube like a movie. Am I weird for doing that? Do any of you guys ever do that? Just like watch a game as a movie? But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is Punky J. See y'all next time. Peace.